This is your sign to update your camera, because I haven't done it either. If you're like me and you've never done this process before, this is the guide for you. If you don't know what version you're currently on, open settings, scroll all the way to the bottom, and look for version. There, you'll see what version you're currently running. To begin, you need to have a battery level 75% or above. Your camera cannot lose power during this process. You're going to want to make sure you have nothing on your SD cards, because you're going to need to format both of them. I say both because if you mess up on one SD card, you're going to need to switch to the other SD card. So once you're done offloading them, format both of them and take them both out. You're going to want to save at least one SD card for this process. This is optional, but I took my lens off so there's no interference. Once you're done with your camera, open up alphauniverse.com. Go to their gear section and click on firmware updates. From there, you can find a list of lenses, a list of cameras, and all version updates currently available on both lenses and cameras. Once you're here, find your current camera. I have the Sony A7R Mark V, but this process will be the same for all models. Here, you can find a bunch of different information, but click on that first link. I read everything so you don't have to, but I still recommend you read the precautions. For your specific camera to see if it's up to date, make sure you check what version you're currently on versus the update that's currently available. You can also find new features available for your camera in the new update. I definitely recommend looking at the new features available for your camera because they've been cooking lately. Once you're done reading through everything, plug in your SD card to your computer. Click on download and choose to read if you want to read the paragraph or not. Then really click on download. It'll take a moment to download to your computer, but once it's there, open your SD card folder and make sure nothing's in there. It should look something like this. Once the file is downloaded, drag it over to the blank spot in your SD card. It is not going to go in any folder. This is an error that I received. If you did not receive this error, skip this section to this timestamp. If you did, here's this process. You're going to want to make sure the lock is not on your SD card because sometimes that will happen. If it is, just switch it up, and if you still have this error, please try this at your own risk. I am not responsible for any data loss that can occur if anything goes wrong, and if you do not feel confident about this process, do not try this. But if you do feel confident or accept these risks, here's how to fix it. Click Windows R Enter and look up Disk Part. This will open Disk Part in admin mode. Click on Yes, and the screen should pop up. You're going to want to type list space disk, and you're going to look for your SD card plugged into your computer. This is very important. You need to make sure you select your SD card, not your computer hard drive or anything else plugged in. To ensure this, take out your SD card and check the size. The number closest to the size of the SD card will more than likely be your SD card. You can also unplug other hard drives if they're plugged in. Once you know which disk is your SD card, you're going to want to type select space disk space whatever number your SD card is. If it's 0, type 0. If it's 1, type 1, etc. It should say the disk is now selected. Then you're going to want to type attributes space disk space clear space read That should close your folder if it's open. And once that happens, type in exit. From there, you're going to want to eject your SD card, put it in your camera, and reformat it. This is important so no PC data overwrites any camera data that's on that SD card, and the change will still apply. Now take that SD card back out and put it back in your PC. Now, you should be able to move the downloaded folder into your file without any issue. This process took me about 7 minutes, but we're almost there. That SD card folder should look just like this. Once it does, eject the SD card. You're going to put that SD card in slot 1. If you're not sure where that is, check the door of your camera. It should say slot 1 and slot 2. Power that puppy on and go back to where you found version. And if you don't remember, it's in settings. Scroll all the way to the bottom and find version. Now, click on software update. I recommend reading the precautions just in case. It's very important you do not accidentally switch your camera off during this process because it can break your camera. Once you're done, click execute. And whatever you do, do not accidentally switch your camera off. I cannot stress that enough. To make sure the process is working, you're going to see a series of blinking lights on the bottom of your camera. It's going to start off slow and rapidly pick up. If you do not see a series of lights picking up in speed, you may have to redo the process. The update took about 10 minutes for me. Once it's done, you'll get a body update completed message. And you have a choice to connect to the app or not. I chose to skip it for now. To make sure your camera updated, go back to version and you should see a new menu. The software update was a success. Make sure you reformat your SD card so you don't have that file on there still. Once that's complete, your camera's been updated. If you want a video to see the changes on the new update, let me know in the comments. Or if you have any questions, please let me know. Happy shooting!